Man, been a while, man. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Hey, peace and power to everybody, man. It's been a really long time. It's been a lot of shit going on with me, but thankfully, man, our praises to the ancestors. Your boy's still here. And yeah, man, shit's still going on, but I'm getting it handled and hopefully I'll see the other end soon. But I just wanted to get on quickly and do a little reasoning with everybody about what we just see today. We just saw that it was announced that Demetrius Andrade instructed his team, confirmed by Eddie Hearn, to petition the WBC and the WBO to force the hand of Jamal Charlo to fight him. Eddie Hearn and Demetrius Andrade are trying to get Andrade to be Jamal Charlo's mandatory for the fight. We already know Jamal Charlo don't have no fight schedule. He fought Montiel early this year, no more fight schedule. Demetrius Andrade just beat the dog shit out of Jason Quigley. Complete destruction, and looked impressive. And I've been telling people this is the man in the division. Triple G don't want to fight him. Jamal Charlo don't want to fight him. So Jamal Charlo don't have no fight schedule. Him and his brother was on the other day on live, drunk as hell probably, laughing about how, what's up, Boxing Lounge, laughing how they ain't got no fight schedule and all this other BS, blase nonsense. You know what I'm saying? All this other blase nonsense. And let me share the screen. Let me share the screen. I mean, there you see it. You got Demetrius Andrade saying he directed my team to petition the WBC boxing to make me Jamal Charlo's mandatory. They have done this before with Crusher Kovalev and Vasily Lomachenko. And I've been told by many that Mauricio Suleiman wants to see the best fighting the best. Let's go, Charlo. You can't keep running. And I agree. There's absolutely no reason why this fight should not happen next. Don't tell me no shit about Yanni Beck trying to be mandatory for the WBO. Don't tell me no shit about Jaime Munguia trying to fight Sergey Deverenchenko for a mandatory for the WBC. Both of these dudes don't have no fights lined up. This is the fight to make. And of course, early out the gate, you have hater ass Leonard Ellerbe coming out early, already blocking the fight. And this is why a lot of people don't like PBC. Leonard Ellerbe, who got this dude in my picture, in case you don't know, that's Tank Davis with a bushel of cherries. A bushel of cherries. He about to fight another cherry in Isaac Cruz. And they got Tank on the PBC diet. A bunch of nobodies and talking big shit. He's going to put Tank on pay-per-view again to do another 100 and something thousand pay-per-views. Let me show you Leonard Ellerbe's comments. 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 Real hater type shit. You'll see all the jealousy dripping off this dude. You can see the hater dripping off this, just dripping off this dude. Hold on. Here it is. Here's Leonard Ellerbe with his nonsense comments. Am I missing something? Doesn't Munguia, Triple G, and Jacobs all fight on his platform? All are very good fighters. He's the one with the big billion-dollar deal. He should go make those fights. Didn't he say people like Charlo, there are no fights for him at middleweight unless he fights on the zone? You damn right, Ellerbe. And with that big billion-dollar deal that you seem to have a problem with, he's trying to give Jamal Charlo $7 million that he don't deserve. He's trying to give Jamal Charlo $7 million that he don't deserve. You understand me? And he's still correct. For people like Jamal Charlo, there are no fights for him at middleweight unless he fights on the zone or unless he fights a DAZN fighter. But people like Leonard Ellerbe don't actually care about boxing. Don't care. So what they're trying to do is keep Jamal Charlo away. Hopefully Canelo comes back down and takes him off the hot dog warmer carousel, picks him, and he fights. People like Leonard Ellerbe I can't stand. Don't tell me nothing about no Munguia, Triple G, and Jacobs. The same Jamal Charlo was calling out Triple G. Same Jamal Charlo. Danny Jacobs, in a legendary video, walked up on Jamal Charlo in front of his whole crew and embarrassed Jamal Charlo. When he won the IBF belt, he called out Jamal Charlo. Jamal Charlo didn't respond. What is all this protection shit? And you got all these dumbass fans, talking about, you right, Leonard. Yeah, you right, Leonard. Why you don't make them fights? It's like y'all are pampering these for like, leave Charlo alone, man. Why y'all picking on Charlo? How much more fights are PBC gonna rob us of? How much more fights? How much more fights PBC gonna rob us of? Robbed us of Wilder versus Anthony Joshua, which should have been for undisputed. Made that man turn down whatever $100 and something million deal, and Wilder admitted it. Yeah, I turned it down to fight you. Put Wilder in the spin cycle with Tyson Fury to make less money to get his ass whooped 3 times. Didn't make the Tevin Farmer versus Tank fight. That might have been an easy win for Tank. Might have. Who knew? Who knows? Tevin might have schooled him. How much more fights they gonna rob us of? Robbed us of David Benavidez versus Caleb Plant. Robbed us of course, Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford. Matter of fact, Terence Crawford versus almost all of the PBC welterweights, except Sean Porter had to be the man of the bunch and fight Terence Crawford. Y'all tell me how much more fights these people are gonna rob us of. How many years Adonis Stevenson was there and he wouldn't fight nobody else? For Leonard Ellerbe to be coming out blocking this move already is a goddamn shame. All these sanctioning bodies, presidents took a picture with each other, saying they're gonna try and work together for the good of the boxing industry. So I really need to see if the WBO and the WBC can't pull something off. Because we saw the WBC, they didn't do shit when Joshua and Wilder wanted to fight. Well, Joshua wanted to fight Wilder. But now, Demetrius is saying, we've seen this happen before. You did it for Sergey Kovalev. You did it for Vasily Lomachenko. So I need you to do that for me. You know, these fans that allow people like Leonard Ellerbe to continue bringing down the quality of the sport, charging you $80 to watch Tank pick another bushel of cherries, another handful of cherries, and y'all on social media, on Twitter, backing up this bullshit, and then you run around saying, oh man, the best need to fight the best. Well, the best fight at 160 pounds is Demetrius Andrade versus Jamal Charlo. What's good, boxing god? Peace, 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 my brother. What's up, Philip Kyle Roberts, with the Welsh Dragon? How is Leonard Ellerbe already ready to block this fight? But you already know that Mauricio Suleiman can't be trusted with nothing. Mauricio will probably bring up some nonsense excuse of why it can't happen. But Demetrius has already said it. Y'all did it before. So maybe Demetrius has proof of that shit. In case you're joining us, Demetrius Andrade has instructed his team to petition the WBC to make him Jamal Charlo's mandatory, to force a unification fight. And Leonard Ellerbe has already come out to block that move, talking shit about why Eddie Hearn don't make fights with other people on his platform. Because the fight to make is Andrade versus Charlo. That's the fight to make. Charlo didn't fight Danny Jacobs. Charlo was calling out Triple G, but that's cool. It's cool for Jamal Charlo to call out Triple G, right? It's cool. But it's not cool that Demetrius Andrade is applying the pressure to this little bitch. How y'all defending Jamal Charlo, man? Why y'all trying to run interference or meat shield for Jamal Charlo? Y'all should be pressing this dude to accept the fight. You got Leonard Ellerbe talking about how Eddie Hearn got $1 billion deal. Why does that concern you, Leonard Ellerbe? Why are you following Eddie Hearn like that so closely? Is it a problem because PBC got to put on fights like Ortiz versus Charles Martin on pay-per-view because you can't afford to pay your fighters no more? Would you like to have the $1 billion deal? You're the one who said, the zone not going to last. It's going to go to business. It's going to do this, blase, blase. No, you're saying he got $1 billion deal and you're upset. I don't care what deal Eddie Hearn has. All I know is the Andrade move is a power move and it's going to expose a lot of people. And it's already brought out trolls like Leonard Ellerbe to block this goddamn fight. This is why I try my best sometimes to stay out of boxing circles and don't have discussions, because people are going to tell you, well, why didn't Eddie try and do this with his guys? Why are you picking on Charlo? Why are you picking on Charlo? Anybody who tries to tell you that this move is a bad move is not a boxing fan. These are fanboys, these are fanagers, and they don't like boxing. These are the people who will tell you Charlo don't need to go fight in the zone. But when Charlo fought on pay-per-view, they didn't buy his pay-per-view. They'll tell you all up and down how Charlo don't need Andrade, but when Charlo fights on pay-per-view, you did not buy his pay-per-view. We still don't know how much pay-per-views that card actually did. We still don't know. I don't listen to these people when they talk. This is the fight to make in the middleweight division. This is the fight. Again, how much more fights is PBC going to rob us of? How much more fights? What's up, Black? Again, in case you're listening on a playback, Demetrius Andrade is applying pressure, and he has instructed Eddie Hearn, and Eddie Hearn confirmed that he did in fact follow instructions follow instructions, and petition the WBC to make Demetrius Andrade Jamal Charlo's mandatory to force a unification. And apparently, Andrade has evidence of precedent that they did it for Lomachenko and Kovalev already. So it can be done. Yo, if anybody want to get on with me quickly, because this ain't no, it's just one topic we talking about. How could anyone don't? Hey, man, let me tell you something. I try not to go around too much boxing social media, because just click the comment section on the Ellerbe and you see all these goddamn idiots talking dumb shit like, "You right, Leonard? Why he didn't try and make a fight with Danny Jacobs and Triple G?" And Triple G and Murata is about to unify in at the end of December. They're about to unify. Within 3 fights, we could have an undisputed champion at 160. An undisputed champion. We have one at 140. We have one at 168. We had one at cruiser. And you see, we have one 135 women and 140 women about to do it. And I think 126 are trying to do it. 160 division needs some life. And people like Leonard Ellerbe are talking this down, already out there blocking this goddamn fight. And people want to tell me these guys are good for boxing. How much more fights are PBC going to rob us of? Why are we allowing people like Leonard Ellerbe to be running these defensive strategies, playing defense against the sport, and then turn around and tell you buy Tank's next fight for $80? Buy Tank's next handful of cherries for $80. If you in the playback, hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. And if you in the playback, go to Leonard Ellerbe's page and tell this dude to shut up and stay out the way. Stay out the way. What up, Black?
All right, Colin, what's happening?
Peace, peace, peace. What you think about this move by Andrade and his team, Eddie Hearn and them?
You know what, man? I didn't even know this was really possible. So, um, I'm not that knowledgeable in boxing to where I know everything. But he said, this has been done before. I guess he asked for the WBC and the WBO to get involved for him to make this fight happen with Jamal Charlo, right?
Yeah.
So, hey, I mean, hopefully this puts enough pressure on Jamal to finally step up and fight some real competition, because I mean, when you think about it, all of the top names, when you're talking about 160, 168, Jamal probably has fought the least competition. When you mention those big names, whether you want to talk about Demetrius Andrade, we want to talk about Triple G, Daniel Jacobs, who's gone up, and down or whatever, and all these other guys at 68, Benavidez, Plants, like Jamal's not doing a damn thing. And I guess it's why it's important, I heard someone say this, that we outnumbered by the casuals and the fanboys. The real boxing fans are outnumbered. So it's like you got the man fans of the PBC, or say Smellerby, and he'll say something and they just so gullible they go for it and say that, this fight ain't really the big fight right now, or whatever he might say to get the fans to believe or whatever. But stuff, it's crazy, man. If we don't get this fight right here, I mean, Jamal need to get out of the boxing if he don't take this fight.
Man, I'm telling you, man. I mean, as I was saying earlier, how much more fights the PBC gonna rob us of? They robbed us of all of the Gary Russell possible unifications. We don't know if he still boxes no more. They robbed us of goddamn Tank and Kevin Farmer. They robbed us of Wilder and Anthony Joshua.
Yeah.
I mean, Terrence Crawford and goddamn Errol Spence. I mean, how much more shit that these people gonna rob us of, Black? And you if you go on Twitter, you see like all these people liking at Ellerbe's. I'm like, this dude shouldn't even have 10 likes. And y'all liking this? 134 people like you right, Leonard. You right. I'm like, man, as I said, these are the people who gonna tell Charlo, don't fight this dude. Keep fighting on PBC. But then they're not gonna buy Charlo's pay-per-view, because when he fought on pay-per-view, we still don't know how much goddamn Charlo did. We still don't know. Both of them fought in the same card, and we don't know how much they did.
And they split it.
They split it. We still don't know how much them dudes did. We don't know. They didn't release them numbers. Some bogus numbers that they released. Nonsense.
Yeah. 15,000 buys for Jamal.
This is the dude
the rest of Jamal.
He's blocking this fight and then gonna turn around and tell you, buy Tank's fight, against Isaac Cruz, blah blah blah, blase blase. That's a great fight. That's cool.
Damn.
Black, within 3 fights, we could have an undisputed 160 champion by early 2022. If this fight happens, or at least late 2022.
Yeah. I mean, in a perfect world.
In a perfect world.
Perfect boxing world.
But you got Ellerbe running a goddamn defense against the sport.
Playing better defense than my Pittsburgh Steelers out here, man.
Come on, man. And I'm supposed to be okay with this. Yo, this is the fight to, like Dan Raphael told him, this is the best fight to make in the division. Stop playing dumb. Dan Raphael told him that on Twitter. Like, what's wrong with you? Why are you blocking this fight? And all these fanboys up, blocking the fight. Like, you right, Leonard. He shouldn't fight Andre. Who's Andre? Well, who would fuck Jamal Charlo? You ain't going up. You ain't going sideways to unify. You ain't doing nothing. You ain't got no fight schedule.
Hey, I mean, it's not like it's any big worth behind Jamal to where they would want to protect him. So I really don't understand the move anyway. I think that him beating Demetrius Andrade is going to elevate his his marketability. But him still fighting Montiel's or whatever these unknown non-name brand dudes he keep fighting, it's not going to do nothing for him, man. He's just going to keep falling off, man.
Yeah, I'm saying, man. I guess they're hoping to somehow keep him warm enough for Canelo to come back down and pick him. But the truth is, bro, Canelo going all the way to 190, whatever special weight they made for him now. You ain't gonna get that fight till like what, late next year, maybe. You ain't gonna. So what you gonna do in the meantime, man? What you gonna do in the meantime, man? You're not going up to fight Benavidez, and that's cool. I don't think he should go up if he has unifications at 160. Benavidez should fight Plant. Go ahead, fight Plant, man. I still want to see that fight, that goddamn fight.
You think he's gonna give him? I don't know if he'll give Plant a shot, but yeah, I want to see the fight though. Still,
they ain't got nothing else to do up there. They ain't got nothing else to do.
Yeah, they gotta do something though. They gotta mix it up, man. If Jamal not gonna go up to 68, shut up about Benavidez, shut up about Plant. And if you're gonna stay at 60, you gotta fight Demetrius, man. Everybody, every tribe in boxing, I think, want that fight to happen, because every time you say like Demetrius and Canelo, like, no, he needs to fight Charlo.
Okay,
they right. Everybody agrees that man, Demetrius and Charlo need to get it on.
That's the fight. Listen, I believe Listen, I completely agree. There's a fight to be made at 160, and that fight, as you said, is Andre Charlo. That's the fight to make.
There is no other fight. No other fight at 60 to be made but that one, man. I mean,
That's the
Triple
fight.
G, he's already tied up. You know, he has not shown any interest in Charlo or Demetrius. I think
Exactly.
that Demetrius and Charlo, they have to make that fight happen for the sake of, you know, saving the life of 160, man. 60 is dead.
Dead, dead.
Is dead, man. And I'm be honest with you, Iron Cole. Even after watching the quote unquote spectacular KO victory of Demetrius Andrade in his last fight, I still was like, yeah, okay, all right. You know, it was just like nothing. It felt, I still had the same dead feeling about 60. Like, man, 60 is still dead, man. You know,
Exactly.
Jamal's still gonna duck him. You know,
Because it's like even after that KO, you already know they still not ain't gonna fight Andre. So it's like,
yeah,
okay, that happened, and then at the end there's no payoff, right?
right,
There's no
right.
payoff. There's nothing coming, right? And it's like people cool with this, bro. People are out here like, yeah, Leonard, you tell him, Leonard, leave Jamal alone, man. Poor little tink tink. Man, let me tell you something. As you say, man, these people outnumber people like us because why are you playing active defense against the sport? Active defense against a great fight. I
Yeah, I just
mean,
don't understand why he capped for Jamal. Like, you know, like I get it, you capping for Tang, we get all of that, but why Jamal? I don't get that
I
part.
don't know. I think Leonard really has an issue with Eddie Hearn, though, for some reason, because
Yeah, yeah, he do. You're right.
in his post, he brought out how Eddie Hearn got $1 billion deal. I'm like, what? Why do you care about his $1 billion deal? Why do you care? Worry about the fight. He trying to
Yeah,
do something with the $1 billion deal, which is overpay Jamal Charlo to take the fight. You know what I'm saying? And it's like Leonard Ellerbe has this weird obsession with Eddie. It's weird. When he talked about Tank, the reporter just asked him, well, what do you make of Tank versus Devin? Eddie Hearn said Devin could step in. Oh, F Eddie Hearn. It's like Eddie Hearn stresses these dudes out, stresses them out. And one, let me tell you something, Black. Let me tell you something. Saw one dude say after the Quigley fight, why Eddie Hearn only got smoke for Charlo? Why he ain't call out Triple G and Munguia? So somebody replied and said, he actually did call out Triple G and Munguia. He called out all three of them. He was more he said Charlo first, but he did say, in his opinion, Triple G should fight Andre next after Murata. He called out Munguia for not taking the mandatory spot. You know what the guy said? Well, yeah, he called out those guys, but not with the same energy. I'm like, the same energy? Yo, I'm like, man, shut the
get
fuck
out of
up.
here, man.
Not with the same energy. So I stopped listening. I'm like, man, just shut up, man.
I can hear it in your voice when you come on, man. That dude Ellerbe burns you up, man.
I don't like Leonard Ellerbe. I don't like this dude because he bad for boxing. Listen, Leonard Ellerbe
That's a fact.
is basing his fame off of what Floyd Mayweather did. But Leonard Ellerbe had nothing to do with Floyd Mayweather doing what he was doing. He was a spit bucket guy. You know what I'm saying? This is a dude who
Yeah,
walked to the ring in ugly robes or whatever with Floyd.
I
Leonard
call him
Ellerbe
the
has
chest
not
massager though.
Leonard Ellerbe has not made not one other fighter a big star. Not one. Not one. TMT had all these dudes, and TMT ain't did shit with none of these dudes. Nothing. Ishe and Andrew Tabiti, Tank, all these dudes. So why is he qualified to talk about what fight should be made? You tell me something that TMT is doing big right now. TMT ain't doing nothing. Leonard Ellerbe making a fight
Cap.
with Isaac Cruz.
Yeah, they big at they got a big cap business though. They got a big Twitter business, man. They that's what PBC known for, man. Capping and having other people promote fights, upcoming fights, and then pull out. Spence, Rolly,
Yep.
They do all kind of weird stuff.
All this dumb shit, man, Black. But I just got on to tell the people, man, that don't allow PBC and Leonard Ellerbe and them to rob you of another fight. Don't let them tell you no dumb shit about, oh, why he don't make a fight with Danny. Danny Jacobs left the division a long time ago. You understand me? Canelo is gone. Triple G is unifying. How come it was cool when Jamal Charlo called out Triple G? Why didn't Leonard Ellerbe tell Jamal Charlo, don't call out Triple G? He not on PBC. It was cool though, right? That's all right. But when Andrade calls out Charlo, why are you calling out Charlo? Leave that boy alone.
Right. Crazy. It's an issue when you call out Charlo, man. But hey, rifle flame, man, Cone. Rifle flame right here.
Hey, man. Hey, don't let PBC rob you of another good fight. Let's run through the fights that we can remember recently. All Gary Russell unifications. We don't know if Gary Russell is even alive still. We don't know. We talking about Tank versus Tevin Farmer. Nothing. Tank was on video. The video is still up on Fight Hype where he said he never even saw the offer from Eddie Hearn. Never even saw the offer. Let's go up further. We talking about what? Who's next after that? 147, Errol Spence versus Terrence Crawford. Keith Thurman versus Terrence Crawford. All these people, no fight. We go up to 160. We already know. Jamal Charlo versus nobody. I mean, we talking about heavyweight, Wilder and Anthony Joshua. Rob us of that fight. Don't allow these people to rob you of another good fight. It's ridiculous. And that's all from me. I hope Demetrius. The thing is, I have such a low opinion of the WBC that this ain't gonna work. I already know Mauricio Suleiman already have a statement like, nah, this not gonna work because Go ahead, Black. You were saying, sorry. Black's gone. Well, look here. Again, Leonard Ellerbe need to shut up and go trim his nose here somewhere. Leave this fight. Let it happen. Stop blocking good fights. Stop playing defense against the sport of boxing. You're telling people not to support Andrade versus Charlo, but you want to sell us Tank knocking out another bushel of cherries whenever and charge $80 for that bullshit, but you blocking this fight. Anyway, man, y'all have a nice day. Black, you still there?
Thanks for having me on, Iron Cone.
Hey, peace to you, bro. I think Teofimo and this dude having their press conference, so I'm gonna watch that shit.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go live for that this weekend. So if you on, man, if you up, come.
Yeah, man, I'll be up. I want to see that fight. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no big fight, but it's something to do. I got back my DAZN subscription for this run of fights, which is a nice, decent run of fights, Haney and them. So I'm gonna watch the fight. Peace out, Black.
Yes, sir. Peace, Uncle.
Peace. Hey, peace to everybody for coming on. Don't let Leonard Ellerbe block this fight. Go tell Leonard Ellerbe to mind his business. Peace.